So in that, shall we say, concern that we have, when the president said 6 months and Congress should act, and if they don't, I'll revisit it. Well, if you're saying that the action that President Obama took was not legal, how are you going to revisit it? They're going to be legal for you, but it wasn't legal for President Obama, and that's why you have to overturn it now. So I think we all came to a good place. Congress should act. We should remove all doubt. There should be statutory protection for the Dreamers. And quite the fact is that we need comprehensive immigration reform. And that would cover a lot more than just the Dreamers. But for right now, we have to strike while the iron is hot. The iron being what President Lincoln talked about, that I quote all the time: public sentiment is everything, and public sentiment is with the Dreamers right now.
A clarification on that?
Yeah.
So is this free and independent of any consideration of border enforcement? He said he would sign a standalone bill.
I think you probably want some border enforcement, and we have a responsibility to secure our borders. Then I've talked to him about, because he was talking about drugs coming into the country, and the biggest protector of that for us, and that has been the Coast Guard. They have been the biggest interdictor of drugs coming into our country, but it does not include a wall. No.
Did you get the impression during this discussion in the White House that the president seemed to be more inclined to negotiate with you and Leader Schumer than he did with Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell?
No, I think the president, when we went into the meeting, it was 2 of us and 5 of them, or so, the president, the vice president, and 4, Mitch, Republican leader, the speaker, the majority leader, and the secretary of the Treasury in terms of those conversations. So, no, I think that they all came in. The vice president said, you put out your number before we had this meeting. So, no, we put up our number after you put out your number, because they had put out their number earlier. No, I think, frankly, as I said, and maybe I'll make it clear, when it was clear that we couldn't go for a longer CR from their standpoint, because the Defense Department, the DOD needs the resources in a fuller way. A CR, they don't even like a CR, period. They'd rather we just pass the bills right now, and hopefully we will do it soon. But we have issues. We want parity. If you're going to lift caps on DOD, then we're going to lift caps on discretionary domestic investments as well. So it was kind of became persuasive when Mitch said, the majority leader in the Senate said, I'm going to put the CR. And that was that's really what actually strengthened our hands for 3 months.
Were you surprised the president came around so quickly?
No, it wasn't quick. See, I think that's one of the reasons I decided to share so much with you this morning, because I was reading on TV. We went in there, we put it on the table, boom, out the door. No, it wasn't like that at all. It was a very long, intense conversation. Now, I'm an appropriator, so I had a little bit of an advantage, in my view, on, and when I said to the president, left to our own devices, the appropriators, Democrats and Republicans, can work together to have a compromise on what we should do. It's when the poison pills come from on high that there's a problem of legislating on an appropriations bill. So we had those kind of, shall we say, clarifications that went along. But it was a long meeting. And I was very proud of the Senate minority and Senate Democratic leader, Chuck Schumer. He could speak New York to the president. Yes, Nancy.
Leader Pelosi, the president sided with you yesterday against his Republican colleagues. This morning you spoke on the phone. You asked him to tweet something. He did it.
Yeah.
Are we seeing some kind of renaissance in your relationship, a new era of cooperation?
Well, renaissance would indicate something went before, and now it's renaissance, reborn. Here's the thing. The president, I think, I'm hoping and I'm praying, and I don't say that as a cliche. I am praying that the president really cares about the Dreamers, or knows that he should care about the Dreamers, and that we're going to pass this bill. And we want to do it as soon as possible to strike while the iron is hot, because public opinion is so much in favor. And the church, the faith-based community, the business community, people who care about America are all weighing in on this. And that's, but one of the, and maybe you got wind of it, some of the concerns that people have when we came out is, well, it said 6 months, and these people are being fearful that it said, pack up because you're out of here in 6 months, not we have 6 months and we're going to pass a bill, so take comfort. So that's why I said to him, when he called this morning, I said, thanks for calling. This is what we need. The people really need a reassurance from you, Mr. President, that the 6 month period is not a period of roundup, but it's just that the DACA is frozen and that these people will not be vulnerable.
Was that why he called, or did he want to discuss other issues?
Well, you know, I'm not famous for going into details of conversations with presidents. We did talk about some other issues, but but because he then put out that, and I was reporting to my colleagues, I said, this is what I asked the president to do, and boom, 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 the tweet appeared. So that was good. So, but we have to, you know, and again, this is when you're dealing on something that relates to immigration and the past experience, it's you have to build as much trust as possible because there's so much fear. And we're hoping that that they won't be rounding up people if their only violation of the law, in some people's view, is status. And this wasn't even a violation of law that they did because they came as children. So it's about the children, it's about young people. And we have to pass a bill, and that might mean on whatever vehicle is leaving the station, or maybe we can just do the DREAM Act, free and clear. We're collecting what we're doing right now. We're asking others to do. We're collecting co-sponsorships for Congresswoman Lucille Rohrabauer's bill, the DREAM Act. As you know, we passed it in the Democratic House in 2010. It couldn't get 60 votes in the Senate, but it did get a majority of votes in the Senate. So a majority of people in Congress at that time voted for it. We think we have a stronger hand now.
Leader Pelosi?
Yes, ma'am.
Following up on Nancy's question, more broadly than Dreamers, is this a new day of cooperation you think you have with the president? This morning he tweeted that he's looking forward to working with Democrats and Republicans. So do you think that you're entering into a new era of being of bipartisanship?
I don't know that. What I do know is that the world we live in is a giant kaleidoscope. One day, certain factors are in the design. Say this side of the room is opposed to what's happening on this side of the room. The next day could be the front of the room versus the back of the room. You never know. So everybody you work with is a resource to you, or can be. So you want to have your debate and your engagement in a way that always recognizes that this person can be a resource in the next debate. A great woman who served here, Lindy Boggs, she would say to me sometimes when I would get, shall we say, exuberant on the floor, darling, she would always say darling, she was from Louisiana. Hal, who was the whip, Hal used to always say, don't fight every fight as if it's your last fight. So let's hope that this is a sign of something to come, but you never know where your shared interest might be. But one thing is for sure, we will not, in terms of what they're proposing on the tax cut, is severely detrimental to everything that we would care about in a budget in a bipartisan way. So we have some clear lines, and others where we want to work together on reforming the tax code, simplifying it, making it more fair, making it more supplying what we need to meet the needs of the American people. So we have some things that we know are bigger problems than others, but always hopeful that we can find common ground, which we have a responsibility to do. If we can't find it, we stand our ground. So hopefully, always. Yes, sir.
Last
You-
question.
Yeah, I gotta go. I have a day job, you know.